Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. You are the reason why I'm on here. You're the reason why I miss you guys so much. It felt like it's been forever since I've spoken with you guys. So I miss you. Kisses to each and every one of you. Thank you for your comments, your likes. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that like button. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. Mwah. I have 300 videos. That means nothing. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hit like and don't forget to hit subscribe. Let's see what else is going on. I want to send a special thank you out to a couple of my subscribers. And I want to start off with Nancy. Her handwriting is so beautiful. She wrote me this beautiful note wishing me and my daughter and my family happy birthday, because all of our birthdays was this month. You know, she wished me that. It was so beautiful. It was so heartfelt, and I'll have it forever. It's just so beautiful. Her handwriting, I wish I could show you. Here, I can show you like this side, because her address, to make sure I'm not showing anything personal. But this is so beautiful. And again, I don't even know if she wants me to read it to you guys, but thank you so much, Nancy. This really meant so very much to me. It really made my day. But Nancy also sent, guess what? She sent Kira. I cannot wait to take her to the Build-A-Bear. We love this store. She has a troll doll. Peppa. What's her name? I know their names. I should know them. But anyway, she has that doll. But we're going to go and get another one. And when we do, Nancy, we're going to post it on my community and make sure everybody gets to see the lovely bear. But oh my God, one of my favorite things to do, favorite stores. And it gives me and Kira something to do when we're trying to find something to do. And then I got a Starbucks card. Wasn't this wonderful? Oh my God, I love their cheese danishes. And I am so grateful. Thank you so much. And my husband loves Starbucks too. So he was like wanting me to thank you personally too, Nancy. Thank you so much for my lovely gifts. And then lovely Raquel, thank you so very much for your card, your thank you card. She sent me a thank you card. Oh yeah, and by the way, Nancy, I love to give back. So I know you guys don't do things for me to do for you, but I just want to show my appreciation myself. And look, Raquel sent me this lovely card. She says, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for you and all that you do. Thank you. That really touches me. It lets me know that you guys really care. And thank you, Raquel, so very much. I really appreciate that. Then I also opened up the book. Meghan and Harry Part 2. My husband is so fascinated, just like I am, that the traitor. Put an S at the end of that. This book, I can't wait to read it, guys, and deep dive with you, let you know the similarities to Meghan and her Harry. But I really want to thank you, Raquel, so much for my lovely gifts. And this is going to go alongside my teacup that you got me and my other book that you got me and everything. Thank you and kisses to you. Mwah. Thank you, Raquel, so very much. And she also, just a second, she also got me this beautiful card with the bubbles. And I said, I can't wait to show my daughter because she is going to love this with the bubbles because she loves dogs and bubbles. But thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. Okay. So, the reason why I've been gone is at first I thought, well, maybe I'm just taking a moment away. And I want to thank all my subscribers for your lovely comments and thoughts. I want to emphasize a special thank you again to Nacy and Raquel because you don't know if you're having a good day or a bad day, but when someone takes the time out to send you something, a card, a gift, or something like that, it will change your world around in moments and make you feel really great. And so I was so excited to get all of those. And, I felt like a kid at Christmas. I really, really do appreciate it. I really wanted you guys to know that. Okay. So let's get started. My intro with Meghan and Harry is I know she was walking around and her and Harry went out of town, went to some island where rich billionaires go, and I'm just going to tell you what I've heard about it. And the beginning statement is, I really don't care. I don't care if they were holding hands. I don't care that it wasn't any, I don't care. I just don't care. It's not a story. And they're fading. These stories, these pap moments, they're doing this and they're doing that. It's boring. They're boring. They're starting to get really, really boring. And I put on my community, nobodies. And I'm not saying that they're like nobodies in a sense where they don't exist. Like how Meghan was saying her father was she lost her father in the process, like he was no longer alive. No. I am not that person. No. When I say a nobody, I mean she wants to be a somebody. And since because she wants to be a somebody, she's a nobody. She's a nobody because she did what she did and doing what she does. She's Meghan, so that's why she's a nobody. In a sense, she's not an influencer. She's not a mental health counselor. She's not a helper. She's not a person of integrity. She's not a person that is about family, love, compassion, forgiveness, and all the things that they preach and say. They are none of those things. And so they are nobodies. They have nothing to offer. They have nothing to give, nothing coming out of their mouth that's substantial that I would want Kara to, oh yeah, go listen to that, Kara, because that's going to be profound. No, they have nothing in there to give. So when they spew out whatever they're saying on stage or with a microphone, it's a bunch of dead air because it's not sincere. They don't mean it. It's just a moment for people to look at them and say, oh, there go Meghan and Harry, because that's what Meghan thinks it's all about. Just shaking hands and just making up stuff and keep going. No, it actually takes effort to work and do charity and being an influencer and doing the things that she wants to do and not put the work in. She spent more time fixing up. I'm switching all over the place because I'm going to go back to the island. But when they were sitting there at that, I was listening to one channel, and I don't know if it was Tudor, but how it was set up where it was so set up where it looked like the back of her at the New York City mental health awareness moment when they were sitting on the stage. In her background, she had like these shooting little not arrows, but lines that look like a crown almost, like something beautiful. And so she set the scene. I forgot what I wanted to say. Excuse me, maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it when I forget. No, I'm making it about her. that she should have spent more time on figuring out what the cause was for and how she could make a real impact instead of showing up and thinking that that is her impact. It's more to it than just showing up, shaking people's hands and saying, "Oh, I'm here. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex." And then when they start asking them questions, Harry sounds like a dodo bird. I don't know as a child, and then I don't even know as an adult. He asked him what he thought, what his charity, Archewell, was doing and thought that they could do to make changes, to make it better for the online. He didn't answer the question. Last video. They're just showing up at these places and not really putting any thought or effort into it, but thinking that it's a moment for them to shine so that people can start looking at them and liking them again. But I knew from the beginning onslaught that Invictus, Kevin Costner, mental health, you name it, every charity event that she's done in the last 3 weeks has not made her a somebody special. Oh, you know how where she's just everywhere and everybody wants to hear more and more and more and more and more. And so, no, it's down to the point where people are uninterested, truly uninterested. And Lady C seems to think because Meghan is old, yeah, okay, whatever. But the main reason is because she lies a lot. And when you start lying to the public a lot, we don't trust you, then anything that you do is questionable. And it's like, okay, I don't want to deal with that. And then nobody likes the fact that she mistreated her entire family for what reason. I have no idea why she thought it was a good idea. Was it for the shock effect? What purpose did Meghan have in her brain that she, and I'm switching them everywhere, that she thought it was a good idea to sit on the Oprah show and start talking about her entire family and then constantly doing it over and over and over again and thinking that that is a good idea? I still think that their demise is the Oprah show went on. I don't think it was leaving the UK. I think that was the beginning. But there was a lot of beginnings because Harry married his worst enemy, because an enemy wouldn't allow their husband and their significant other to treat others the way Meghan allows him to do it. And I say allow because he wasn't doing it before he met her. Oh, okay. So Harry was going around spilling it and talking about his Todger and how all this was going on before Meghan. Nope, Meghan brought out the goodies in him. No, she brought out a part that should have stayed buried. Nope. I'm trying to figure out what state and frame of mind Harry's in, but he doesn't seem like he's happy. He feels like he's trapped and he's just going along with it. And I don't even think he's just doing it. He's going through the motions with her because this is not his show. This is not his rodeo. That charity stuff is not Harry's to do. This is Meghan's to do. This is Meghan's Hollywood to do charity. Okay? This isn't royalty charity where it just flows like Catherine and William. No, this is Meghan's charity. And like, so this is the kicker too. It's funny how Meghan shows up when it's going to benefit her, when it's all about her. She did not show up at the court cases at all. She wasn't on the book tour at all. It was stupid. Jada Pinkett Smith is on her book tour, which I thought is weird because it was, I don't know, it was a sad. Her memoir was sad. Why do I want to read someone's memoir? I didn't switched it. Why would I want to read? I don't want to read a book that's going to make me sad at the end. I kind of want to, listen, that's just me. I want to if I'm going to write a book, I want to keep everybody entertained, glued, and like, what? No, I'm going to get back on Jada in just a second. But, no, I can't believe that she's going on a tour for this book to let the world know that her and Will have been separated for 7 years, divorced or whatever they calling it. No, it's just time for them to have a moment in the spotlight. And Jada's like, okay, let's do it with my memoir. And then now they're trying to say, well, poor Jada. Jada's taking the grunt of everything. And then Will's out there supporting her. He did. He got up. Okay, so Jada Pinkett Smith, really quick. She wrote a memoir and said that they have been separated for 7 years. The same woman that had an entanglement with her son's friend. And so he gets up there today, Will Smith. I mean, they're a power couple in Hollywood. You know Will and Jada. So, talking about how he stands by her. It was weird. He was like, I stand by her, and da, 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 da. You don't have to prove to us that you stand by her. Just be there. We see that. And no one thinks you weak or whatever. Jada took his masculinity away or something like that. That's that stupid stuff. I don't know what reason Will wants to say it in that relationship with her. But for whatever reason, they have decided to do that. But what kills me is that it's just, why are they telling us about their strangeness and making it more weirder? Listen, when we get through, I'm not reading a book. I'm not going to read it. It's not that I don't want to support. Let me know if any of you guys are getting a book. But anyway, I may get the book. My point is that, I forgot what I was going to say, but I do want to say this before I move on, that I do believe that Jada is a little self-centered and selfish and a little bit of me. I really do. And she has to stay there. Because, with the Red Table Talk, we saw her all the time. I mean, like, she became this new counselor. And then now, that got quiet. And now she's doing her memoir. Okay, what's next for these two? Divorce? I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird situation. He supports her. That's really good, Will, that you do, And I think men are upset with Will because he's with Jada and thinks that Jada is demasculating him. You guys let me know what you think about that. Let's move on. And I know I did go deep. I went all the way to Jada. But, sometimes we do talk about Jada here. Meghan Markle. I really do feel this is what I think is going on with her right now. She's trying to figure out, is her popularity going up? Because she needs it to go up. Because she's trying to appease the public. She's trying to say her marriage is great. Her work ethics is great. She's doing her charity work over here. And she loves people. Okay? That's what she's been trying to do. And she's fashionable. She can relatable. This whole publicity thing that they're trying to do. Because they need to build us up. So that when and if she comes out with something, we're at least interested in it. And it's not working. It's not. No one's getting... No one's like, oh, no one's talking about her. No one's wondering what her next move is. No. And that island move and I'm going out of town on a rendezvous, that's that BS. Maybe someone said, why don't y'all go? Y'all relationship is on the rocks anyway. Why don't y'all go and see if y'all can rekindle that? And ain't no rekindling because Harry is never going to be able to please it. It is very difficult and it's never going to be able to police it, because if he hasn't been able to police it by now, it will never be able to. He's done everything for this woman, and it still isn't enough. It's not. I heard through the grapevine that Harry doesn't want to be over here. I do believe this. I do believe that Harry is ready to go back home. He's ready to talk to his father and his brother. He's ready to mend some fences, because I do believe that he misses his family. You can't tell me that he doesn't, because that's not how he was raised. He was raised around a loving, caring environment. Whatever he was, just was. And I'm not saying Meghan wasn't, but Meghan was so quick to throw everybody away. And she helped him throw his away. But now he's trying to get that back. And I don't think Meghan is liking that. She likes this separation stuff because they're the enemy. Okay, listen, I'm going to do a deep dive on something really quick. Just a moment. Okay, this is random too. This has nothing to do with anything. I am not a Candace Owens fan at all. I'm not. I think that she comes across a little too, aggressive, in a way, off-putting, rude, disrespectful. When she went to the schools and was talking to those kids about trans and everything like that, when you're arguing with the students, you lose people, you lose the message. You lose whatever you were trying to say to them, and you lose it. And so if she was going there trying to educate or provide or give to these students, instead of treating them, Candace, instead of treating them as if, I'm going to tell you about Candace really quick. Instead of belittling them and treating them as if, their opinions mean nothing, because that's how she talks to them. She talks down at them. And usually when people do that, it's their own insecurities, because she always has to have the last word. She's got to be the smartest person. To me, this is her personality to me, is that to me, she can't have a conversation with someone that disagrees with her without getting an attitude, instead of just, or getting smart with them. I can't get past that. And when I'm listening to that, I immediately I can't do it. Not interested. Just a little tidbit. And I know some of you do like her. She said some things about Meghan that I agree with, but that's just how I feel about, I can't get past some of that. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to name this video. It's a little bit, I'm going to put it a little bit of this, a little bit of that, okay? This is just my thoughts, my personal, I'm telling it how I see it, Really quick, there's some other information that I learned too that I would like to share. Really quick, Britney Spears, she's got her memoir. These memoirs are getting people in trouble. So Britney comes out and tells us that she was pregnant with Justin Timberlake's baby, but since he didn't want the child, she had an abortion. That is according to her book. And so my first thought was, okay. Why is she telling us that? Why is that information now in my house? Because here's the thing. She tries to shift blame on Justin Timberlake as if it was all his fault is the reason why the baby isn't here. And that is not true at all. And so I don't know, your first reaction when you hear it is shame on Justin. Why would he do that? Yeah, but that was some private information. Private private information, but not just private. Hold on, guys. Between them two. But okay, so she decided to have the conversation about it. But she didn't take any responsibility for that, in my opinion. When she starts saying, well, since he didn't want the baby, then, I was devastated. I was hurt. I don't feel sorry for her, because just because Justin didn't want the baby didn't mean that he makes the decisions. You both made the decision. You both decided that, nope, this was not going to happen. And so to put that on one person, I call foul on her, because no matter what Justin said or what his opinion was, it's still your body. It's still you. You decided, don't put, see, she is trying to relinquish all her responsibility over there. Nope. No. And then she talks about the experience. It was one of the whatever. And then some people were also saying that, well, they were young and all this other stuff, like that was okay, that she did it. No. That doesn't justify the okayness because she's young. Here's the thing. In my mind, if I was in my right mind to lay down and have sex and I got pregnant, then I have to take some responsibility for that. Because I did this. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is a deep dive on, this is Lady C. I'm at GBN, and I still miss my guy, Dan Wood, and I don't know what over there is going on. But here we go.
Now for our royal masterminds, Lady Colin Campbell and Phil Dampier. So, rumours are swirling that the runaway royals, Harry and Meghan, may have divided on where their future lies. Speaking to Heat magazine, an insider source claimed that Harry has plans to relocate to New York, saying the truth is he desperately misses London. And being in the city helps. Plus, he could easily go home for a long weekend if they lived in New York. Meghan's so happy to be back in California.
Okay, that's that stupid stuff. How am I? It's just like Jada and Will Smith. We're together, but we're not together. But since the slap, we're together. Because I knew that I was going home as his wife that next day. I don't believe nothing she's saying. Sorry, I done switched it back to Jada. Here's where she lost me. And I wish I could play it. But this is what she said. She said she realized that Will had hit Chris Rock. Remember the slap? She didn't realize he had actually hit him until Will's agent said Chris is not going to press charges. And I said, Eric looked at me and he said, when? Before he was confused. He said before, he said, my husband said, he said after he was yelling at Chris. I said, she didn't see it, any of that. She said this was after the slap, after the yell, after all of that. And then she was lying. She lied. You knew your husband slapped him. If you didn't, you knew something was wrong when he came back to his seat yelling at the top of his lungs. Okay, so you think that was, I knew it wasn't a skit then. And then he says, Chris starts talking about how, wow, Will just slapped me on national TV. I can't believe it. She didn't get it then? She knew that wasn't no skit. She was sitting right next to Will. She knew exactly what was going on. But she asked him, she said, "Are you okay?" No. She said she didn't know. She thought it was a skit. I did for a split second, and then I realized it wasn't. She was sitting right next to Will, and she didn't know it was a skit until after the agent said that Chris is not going to press charges. Then she realized that, that it really happened. It was on one of those interviews. Then she says Chris is apologizing, and her story is not adding up. It's not. It doesn't. And I'm going to move on from it because I'll keep going on and on trying to explain that. But what I'm saying is that she knew that he slapped him because she said, remember, I wasn't Will's wife. We were apart. We were just acting like husband and wife. That's exactly what you guys were doing. And listen, whatever y'all doing right now, so. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let me go back because I know they said
now
something.
Now, from Royal Masterminds, Lady Colin Campbell and Phil Dampier. So, rumours are swirling that the runaway royals, Harry and Meghan, may have divided on where their future lies.
This I didn't see coming. This is that stupid stuff. You're married to, first of all, you leave the United States, you move over there to the UK, then you guys decide, this isn't working for me. We got to get over there to do Meghan's brand. So you get on the Tyler's plane, you come over here, and now you're going to split states. You're not going to live in the same state. He's going to live in New York because he doesn't want to be, sorry, my nose is itchy. He doesn't want to be close to what? Why is he moving to New York? Why even the implication? Why even the sound of it? Let's see what's going on. It may be a hoax, a PR.
Speaking to Heat magazine, an insider source claimed that Harry has plans to relocate to New York, saying the truth is he desperately misses London. And being in the city helps. Plus, he could easily go home for a long weekend if they lived in New York. Meghan's so happy to be back in California that she can't imagine leaving. It would make zero sense to move, and she's frustrated Harry won't let this go. I mean, good grief. Harry has only lost his entire family, his reputation, the love of the British people, and moved country for her.
Harry does not have a say in anything that he does or do. Nothing, zero, zilch. He is a puppet. He has to follow along. Trust. Meghan is not leaving California. She's in her spot where she wants to be, and no one is making her move. Look how she got there. She manipulated and lied and bullied her way all the way to over there to Montecito, and where all her new family is, her new celebrity family is, because she didn't want the royal family. She didn't want her own family. She wants the celebrity family. So she's where she is wanting to be, Harry. Didn't you get the memo? Did he ever wake up and realize that it was never about the relationship, that it was always about Meghan getting to Hollywood? Okay.
But hey, if he can't let it go, what an idiot. But Harry's ideal move could be a sensational return to the UK, with a separate source briefing New Magazine that there is a divide between the couple on this issue. But they will soon start looking for a property of their own somewhere near London, and Harry is very much leading this. So I'm joined by the wonderful Lady C.
That's a lie, because even if they are finding a home, that's for fake, that's for show, that's for PR moves, because Meghan isn't going over there. No, not to visit, not to look, not to see, not to fly, not to do anything. So when Harry gets ready to try to take his kids to go see his no, and Archie is old enough to get on a plane to go see his granddaddy. Meghan ain't doing,
and Phil Dampier. Great stuff. Thank you very much. Now, Lady C, I'll start with you. So with the couple's ideal futures seemingly lying in different continents, what's going to happen?
Continents.
We should be so lucky. You know, anybody who believes all of this crap has got to have absolutely no brain at all. A few weeks ago, it was Malibu. A few months ago, it was somewhere else. They were going to be moving from Montecito. They keep on, a year or two ago, it was
Santa
New
Barbara.
York. They keep on saying where they're going to be.
Sorry about the sound. Their sound is a little choppy, so I'll try to relate it. She's pretty much saying that every month, every other month, they're talking about they're moving somewhere else. But she doesn't believe the story.
Understanding is, reading between the lines, that this is just another attempt of theirs to try to end up getting column inches. But I will say one thing, if they move to England, they won't be moving. Harry would be staying here sometimes because it suits him in terms of his status as a councillor of state and a possible regent should anything happen to William in the future. But, you know, I think it's all a load of rubbish, quite frankly.
Okay, Phil, look, what's your take on this then? Do you really think that, Meghan surely should be more understanding of Harry? He's given up his life here, he's given up his friendships, he's given up his family, he's given up...
Oh, no. I was watching this video the other night. The body language. Let's skip on over there. Now, leave it up to Meghan. Meghan has given up everything for Harry. Hold on. Okay, listen. We're going to switch gears like we do. And I want you to hear this segment. I was watching the body language people, men. And this scene struck me. It was a scene with Oprah. And Oprah called her out and asked her the very question that was on everybody's mind. But now we know. We know for a fact that Meghan did all of this for this very reason.
For this Megxit, one of the stories that continues to live either through rumors.
This is the Oprah Winfrey Show with Meghan and Harry sitting down lying. Okay? This is a clip.
Piece. So if you're training to be a psychologist, this is one of the first things you learn.
One of the stories that continues to live either through rumors or social media out in the world is that you, Meghan, are the one who manipulated, calculated, and are responsible for this Megxit.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing how they can use Meg for everything.
Yes, there are even stories that you knew all along that this was going to happen. You went through the whole process, and it was all intentional to build your brand.
Can you?
Okay. Before she started lying, that's the only piece of Oprah actually asking a real, she didn't even really ask the question. She just gave her an opportunity to shut it down. She broke that down. She said people are saying that you did all of this so that you could start your brand and do what you want to do. What are we talking about just a few moments ago before I interrupted that whole video? We're talking about Meghan. That she wants to stay in California, how she needs to be around WME, how she needs to take care of her brand, how she's rebranding herself, how this is all about her. If it wasn't all about Meghan, then why is WME breaking their backs trying to get these two popular? And it keeps failing. They keep getting it wrong. And I don't know how. First of all, they're not going to be able to fix that. No, because she's arrogant. She's in her own world. She's in her own way. But no, this is Oprah breaking it down to her, letting her know this was all your idea. You separated Harry from his family. And Harry's looking like, sitting over there like a little boy, knowing that she did all of this. No, she manipulated him into marrying him, lied to him, talking about she was going to hit the ground running and do all this liary stuff, that she was going to support the Queen in the Commonwealth and do all of that, and didn't do it. Like, I love when he said this, Ice Cube, you can do more in the house than you can out the house. But she goes on this tantrum that she tried and she did everything that she could, but they fed her and did all this mean things to her. Nope, Meghan was never staying because she's trying to wear these suits that she wants to wear and wear these outfits that are $30,000 and $40,000 a piece, and jewelry, and just do and go in Hollywood and be on Hollywood Boulevard and do. She wants to be right where she is. She is not moving. She is not leaving, and she left to do exactly that. And have she been back to visit? Did she take them kids to the coronation so they can see their family? Is she even staying connected to them? How is she going to stay connected to Harry in New York? Okay, I'm going to run it just a little bit so
stories that you knew all along that this was going to happen. You went through the whole process, and it was all intentional to build your brand.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
How little sense that makes?
It makes a lot of sense.
I left my career, my life.
Let's start there. You were a D-lister. Your career was over. Your season was shutting down, honey. It was a done deal. And how do you compare your career to the royalty status that you have now, Duchess? You wasn't saying that when you walked up this and wants them to bow. Introducing the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You wasn't a Sussex when you left your career. No one knew you. When you had your career, you were a nobody when you had your career. Now she's an influencer. She's Harry's wife. She wants to be in the Senate. She's writing books. She's an author. She's a producer. I left my career. What career? You are 40-something-year-old, finna be out of work, D-list actress from Suits. You got lucky. She got lucky. She hit the lottery, and look how she treated the lottery, like her pet. She treats it however she feels like it. She wakes up and says, I want to treat it like this today, with no consequences at all. What sense does that make? What are you doing right now, Meghan? You're in Hollywood with Beyonce, them, and hanging out with the Kardashians and Jeff Bezos. And, oh, don't forget about Kevin Costner. And no one cares. But you're hanging out with all these wonderful people. But what sense does that make? Well, wasn't you in line, you and Harry begging the producers of Disney for her to do a voiceover for the elephants? She's good at that. No, begging for a job when she was supposed to be somewhere focused on other stuff. What sense does that make? What sense it makes? You were over there doing deals. Oprah was running over there to your cottage that she snobbed, taking notes. So when you do hit the ground in California running, you were going to be ready to spill the beans and do exactly what you're doing. This is exactly what you set out to do. We're watching it. We're watching you do exactly what you said that you was not going to do. By all means necessary, make yourself a star. You had become a star, and I don't know if she didn't know it, or she didn't want to be that kind of star, or whatever. But you couldn't get it no globally than that. Everybody knew her name. Now it's like, ooh, when you talk about Meghan, it's got all this stuff at the back of it. They stepped down. They're over here in Hollywood. Their agency is working with them. They lost the Spotify deal. Netflix is hanging on by a thread. And all these new contracts are knocking down their door. Okay, let's get back. Let's see what excuse she comes out with as to why. But since she had this big career, she was over.
Left everything because I love him, right? And our plan. It's amazing how they can use Meg for everything.
Yes, there.
I love him, right? Oh, that makes all the difference in the world that she says those words and don't mean them. If she meant any of that, she wouldn't be sitting on this Oprah show talking crazy.
Even stories that you knew all along that this was going to happen. You went through the whole process, and it was all intentional to build your brand.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
How little sense that makes? I left my career, my life. I left everything because I love him, right?
My life? She didn't have nothing going on. My life, my career, the life that you left, them friends and stuff that you used to hang out with, they gone. Suits people, you don't even look their way. What life? You got a whole new life over there in Montecito. I think I'm done.
And our plan was to do this forever.
Yeah, for
Our plan for me, I wrote letters to his family when I got there saying, I am dedicated to this. I'm here for you. Use me as you'd like. There was no...
I wrote letters to the family begging them to let me in. And I told them that I was going to do all of this. I was gonna stand by Harry. I was gonna support the Commonwealth. So she lied. You lied to the Queen. You lied in those letters. You said all this stuff that you were gonna do, and you did none of it. Sussex squad. I wrote all these letters about what I was gonna do, and I was dedicated. Only you know that. No, dedication would have at least waited 5 years before you start thinking about yourself. And it's all about Meghan. It's all about her.
Process, and it was all intentional to build your brand.
Can you imagine how little sense that makes? I left my career, my life. I left everything because I love him, right? And our plan was to do this.
Like she gave up so much. Like she had all this to give up. Like she didn't just say, the hell with you, the hell with all. That's what she did. The hell with all of this. I'm out of here. I'm finna go marry this prince so that I can get popular. Then I'll be back. I had this. You didn't have nothing. You had a little life going for yourself, but you didn't have the monarchy. You didn't have the royal status. You did not have what you have today. And now that you have it, look how you treated it. And since you treated it so bad, you still want to use the very thing that you treated bad to be successful. But no one understands that. I heard that she wants people bending down, curtsying in front of her, and calling her the Duchess. It is disgusting. You ain't doing nothing Duchessy. Nothing.
Forever.
Yeah, for
Our plan for me, I wrote letters to his family when I got there saying, I am dedicated.
I am dedicated. This is Meghan saying that she was dedicated. Listen to this. I'm dedicated to this, to all of this. Whatever you need me, use me how you want to. I'm all in. No, you liar, you. You used him to get in the door, and when you got what you wanted, you got Harry weak enough to listen to you, to come over here to do exactly what Oprah is saying that you're doing. And it's disgusting. And people see it. And that's why it's not moving the needle. Because we see a fraud. I'm sorry.
Do this. I'm here for you.
I'm here
Use me
for
as you'd
you.
like. There was no guidance as well, right? There were certain things that you couldn't do.
First, she starts talking about how she was dedicated, how she gave up her life for all of this. Then, how she was dedicated to the crown. And then she's gonna lie again and say how there wasn't any manual. Why in the hell would the royal family have a manual on how to treat people? Oh, okay. Read this book, Meghan. This is what you do. Go down the hall, turn around 3 times, and then knock on the door, and then walk back. And then that's what you do every day. Do that every day. Some instructions. Polite, be nice, read the rules, do the rules, listen to the rules, follow the rules. No, there wasn't no manual. I didn't know what to do. So that excuses her for her failures. No. Let's go.
You know, unlike what you see in the movies, there's no class on how to speak, how to cross your legs, how to be
Movies. What does movies?
royal. There's none of that training. That might exist for other members.
Okay, she wasn't saying that stuff when she was sitting on the couch with Harry holding on his arm for dear life, talking about how she was going to hit the ground running. I'm ready. I am so ready for this. I am so ready to be his wife and to go on these adventures and to give and to be a part of something so much better than me. And no. None of that. Now she has switched the script and saying, you know what? First she said the royals were welcoming. They were so wonderful to her. They did all this for her and they supported her and everything. The family was great. Now all of a sudden there's no manual. There's no how you supposed to do anything and this stupid stuff. Now it then switched. The lies of it all.
Of the family, that was not something that was offered to me.
Good. All right.
Okay.
You wanted freedom from that life. You wanted freedom to make your own money. You wanted freedom to make deals with Netflix and Spotify, but you also wanted to serve the Queen.
We didn't want to give up, or we didn't want to turn our backs on the associations and the people that we'd been supporting.
But also, it exists.
Yeah, but it exists. But also the Netflix and the Spotify.
What exists? I wish he had let her finish whatever she had to say, because he stops her.
We didn't want to give up, or we didn't want to turn our backs on the associations and the people that
But you did.
we've been supporting.
But also, it exists.
Yeah, but it exists. But also the Netflix and the Spotify of it all. That was never part of the plan.
Yeah,
Because you didn't have a plan.
We didn't have
He said Spotify and Netflix was never part of the plan. Yes, it was. It wasn't for you. It was for your wife.
That was suggested by somebody else by the point of where my.
But you also wanted
It
to
was suggested by
serve
someone
the Queen.
else.
We didn't want to give up, or we didn't want to turn our backs on the associations and the people that we'd been supporting.
But also, it exists.
Yeah, but it exists. But also the Netflix and the Spotify of it all. That was never part of the plan.
Yeah,
Because you didn't have a plan.
We didn't have a plan. That was suggested by somebody else by the point of where my family literally cut me off financially, and I had to.
So Spotify and Netflix wasn't going to exist. But since his family cut him off financially, then he didn't have a choice but to go in there and trash them. So that makes it okay. And they didn't have a plan. So if you didn't have a plan, what were you going in the first place? Don't you think you need to sit down and wait until you figure this out and have a better plan instead of just hitting the road? No, they just got up and left. And then Tyler Perry, all hell, damsel in distress here? No, they decided to walk out of the family. So if you want to walk out on your job, they're not going to pay you no more. Oh, okay, I'll keep paying you. I'll keep sending you a check. Okay, I'm done.
Full security for us.
Wait, hold
Then
up.
we go into security. They cut us off financially and from the security. No, they told you when you left that if you leave, you ain't gonna have these goodies because you're not a working royal. No, they use words like cutting off, let us go, left us out, and we didn't have nowhere to go. We didn't have a plan, and they cut us off financially. They took our security. No, it never belonged to you. It belongs to the kingdom. It belongs to UK. It didn't belong to you and Meghan. So why do you think that you deserved it or you should get it when you decided to walk out?
A minute. Your family cut you off?
Yeah. In the first quarter of
And
2020.
then Oprah act like she keeps being shot.
But
What?
also, Oprah, it exists.
Yeah, but exists. But also the Netflix
What?
and the Spotify of it all.
That's why she ain't doing
That
good.
was never part of the plan.
We're going to get back to my other
Yeah,
video.
But you didn't have a plan.
We didn't have a plan. That was suggested by somebody else by the point where my family literally cut me off financially.
Oh, it's their
I had
fault.
to afford security for us.
Wait, hold.
Okay, so his family cut him off. And what did they do to their family? What did they do to Thomas Marco? Didn't Meghan cut him off? Didn't she cut him, kill him off? But it's okay for them to do it. It's okay for Meghan and Harry to cut off people and shun people and mistreat and treat family any kind of way. But it ain't okay for them to be like, you know what? William and Catherine are thriving and moving on without these two. And they are not making it over here in the United States. And it is not looking good for them. It is not. No one's watching their shenanigans over here. The UK shows, listen, they can put it on TMZ, PMZ, and all them channels. And people are going to be like, so, they're
Wait a
old
minute.
news.
Your family cut you off?
Yeah.
Wait a
The
minute.
first quarter
Oh,
of
wait,
2020.
okay.
And I had to afford security for us.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Your family cut you off?
Yeah. In the first quarter of 2020. But I've got what my mum left me. And without that, we would not have been able to do this.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
Okay, I'm done with that. Okay, let's go. Hold on, okay. I'm getting back to the other video, okay?
They won't be moving. Harry would be staying here sometimes because it suits him in terms of his status as a counselor of state and a possible regent should anything
She's
happen
talking
to
about
him
him
in
getting
the
a
future.
Harry getting
But,
a place
you know,
in UK.
I
Him and
think it's all
Meghan.
a load of rubbish, quite frankly.
Ain't getting no place.
Okay, Phil, look, what's your take on this then? Do you really think that, Meghan surely should be more understanding of Harry? He's given up his life
okay.
here, he's given up his friendships, he's given up his family, he's given up his reputation, his public popularity, and he just can't let it go now. He can't let it go that he wants to, come and live back in London. Surely she's got to give him something, no?
If you want to live in London, you go to New York. Yeah, good evening, Patrick. I don't know. I didn't realise that these stories originated in the supermarket, the magazines, and God bless them. And I think there's someone there got a bit of a deep imagination. I can imagine.
I mean, I agree with him. Listen, we tried this. It's not working, Meghan. Let's go. We came over here and we tried California, but Meghan is not leaving California. But she just told Oprah years prior how this wasn't about her brand. What sense does that make? What do we talk about? What is it all about? It's all about Meghan and her branding, period. End of discussion. That's it. When you see Meghan, you see branding, period. and it has nothing to do with the UK. And so he's breaking it down.
Some morning. So what on earth have I done? His family, they're all mission with the military, the titles and all sorts of kudos. So I can imagine that sometimes he might have regrets, but I think that she very much rules the roost. I think she wants to remain.
He was saying that he believes that Harry does have regrets for giving up everything he thinks sometimes. But let's see what he says about Meghan.
Mission with the military, the titles and all sorts of kudos. So I can imagine that sometimes he might have regrets, but I think that she very much rules the roost. I think she wants to remain in California, and I think he will do what she tells him, to be honest. So I do take this with.
Yeah, look, Lady C, you know, what kind of impact do you think that this is likely to have on their relationship going forward? As we understand it, they've both taken a private jet, naturally, as any good eco-warrior would, to a private island where billionaires go to escape millionaires because they are so in touch with the ordinary people. So that's where they are now, we believe. But what could it do to their relationship, do you think? If Harry's desperate to come back to the UK and she's desperate to never leave California apart from to go to an island where billionaires escape millionaires?
Well, I suspect that Harry knows his place. And it's very much head under Meghan's heel. So I think that she rules that roost. So I've been told by people who know them very well. And, he agitates occasionally, and she gives him a little bit of head occasionally so that he can do whatever he wants. And then she reels him back in. I think it's a very interesting relationship, to put it that way.
I do believe that. I do believe that she gets to a point where she doesn't care and be like, I don't care what he does. And then when she needs him, like she says, she wheels him back in. Come on, Harry, I got a charity event. I got to do this. Put on your suit. Let's go.
I think there's
Let's go
tremendous amount of power play going on and a lot of domination and submissiveness. But I don't think he's not a very happy person. My understanding is the relationship is extremely volatile, and that, she would depart tomorrow if she could find a suitable billionaire to depart with. The problem is, no billionaire wants a 40-something-year-old hag.
Oh, Lady C, that is scathing.
It's true. Why would he get a 40-year-old and he can go get a 22-year-old? First of all, why would anyone want her? Like, it's not like she's this power player. Like, she doesn't have anything to offer but regret, turmoil, and disruption, just all of that.
I'm sorry. I'm sure, Phil. I mean, surely there would be men queuing up to look after Meghan Markle.
I'm sure she could find somebody, but in terms of coming back to the UK, I think what we might see is more of Harry coming back on his own, actually. I mean, they've not got a home over here anymore. I think rather like the World Child Awards and the Invictus Games, I think if he's got an excuse to come back, he might well come back on his own. But I don't think she wants to come back to this country at
She's
all.
never coming
and it
back.
wouldn't surprise me if she never comes back. I think she, as I've said many times, she realised how important she is. And it's just, she just doesn't really want to come here.
Lady C, I tell you what, if you were waiting for her at the airport, who could blame her? But we're going to talk about King Charles now, okay? So he's made a...
Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful night. Kisses. Thank you so much for my gifts. I love each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 3,000. Let's get me there. Good night.